Good. So please take your place sitting on a chair. Lynn is joining us. Good morning, Lynn. Welcome to this morning's yoga class from Vital Yoga. It's a pretty freezing morning. I heard the temperature detected this morning was -6. If you're all in a warm space. Come to sit on your chair so that your spine is free of the backrest and you're able to sit up very tall. Give the shoulders a shrug. Allow your shoulder blades to sink a bit lower. Seemingly freeing up the neck. And take your attention to sit bones on the seat of the chair. And imagine drawing prana up through the spinal column from your sit bone, drawing the energy up to the crown of the head. Morning, Ilsa, welcome. We're just seated on a chair, seated anywhere really, for a short introductory breathing practice. So detect or sense or imagine the flow moving upwards through the spinal column as you draw the breath in, and channeling downwards again as you release the breath out. And the main action is a diaphragm breath. So movement of the belly is happening. And see if you can just make your breath slower and lighter, as though you're shifting less breath. On the inhalation, let your belly swell forward, and there's a surge upwards of life force. And on the exhale, a flow downwards, like a current returning to the earth. I hope your feet are flat on the floor so you're connected to the earth. And your breath is slow enough so that you can sort of imagine visiting each of the energy centers on the way through. So the base, the sacral chakra, navel, heart, throat, third eye, and crown, and just going slowly enough so that there's a moment of attention to the energy centers at each level on the way. And your in-breath is light. It's not a huge gasping breath. It's a diaphragmatic breath. You may observe the descending pelvic floor as you breathe in. You breathe out. There's a lot of little fine points to take our mind to. And then please bring your palms together in front of your chest. And we'll just bow to one another. We'll say namaste to one another where we're back in connection. Namaste. And again, namaste. And our class is going to start with a little meridian freeing up action. So begin with light tapping underneath your eyes. So 2 fingers tapping on the cheekbone below the eyes. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Tapping there on the bone of the eye. This point is on the stomach meridian. So continue sitting up tall with your and then move down to the, which is like a soft hollow. If you feel around below the collarbones, just slightly out from the sternum, there's a hollow which might be a little tender. If it's tender, it suggests it really needs a good thumping. This is called K27. It's a 27th point on the kidney meridian. So firm thumping there. And then come to the center of the chest. The thymus gland is so significant for our immune system. Thumping right in the center of your sternum. Then moving to the sides. So about a hand span beneath your armpits into the side of the rib cage. I've got the backs of my fingers and my thumb thumping there. This little energy routine, I'm following the practice of Donna Eden, who's an energy medicine specialist. I really enjoy her work. Have a look. She has lots of free YouTube videos about energy practices. And now we're connecting across the line, contralateral movement. Take your right hand to your left shoulder and stick your fingers, squeeze, and then with firm pressure sliding down to your right hip. And now go across, left hand to right shoulder and tension on the ridge of the shoulder, and then sliding across to your left hip. Once again, right hand across to the left. So with this movement across the midline, it helps to ensure the connections between the 2 brain hemispheres. Now left hand on the right shoulder. Squeeze, a bit of pummeling. Sliding down to the left hip. And more in the same purpose, bring your palms together and then palm flat, reaching up as high as you can while the other hand reaches flat towards the earth, and then draw the hands back and they just slide past one another. And then we stretch the other way. So there's a little side bend happening and the palms are flat to heaven and earth. So this is heaven and earth stretch. Inhale, looking up as you press the palm up to the heaven. And again, looking up, this time tipping over towards the right. And next time we'll look down. So little head movements, bringing the neck into action, hands grazing, and again, look down. We're going to do some cupping for the lung meridian. That might be useful in this challenging health condition. So form your hand into a bit of a cup, and the lung meridian is on the inside of your arm. So we're working down the arm to the fingertips and cupping, thumping all the way back up to the shoulder. Let's do that again. So keep the hand in our cup and moving down, down, down to the fingertips and thumping, cupping, inside arm, back up to the shoulder and go around the back side of the shoulder. And then we'll come across and do the same. So left hand in a cup and work your way down the lung meridian to help the health of our lungs. Bit of thumping around the shoulder. Let's do one more on this side. So cupping and moving down to the fingertips. And coming up again. And open up the shoulders, circle elbows around. So bring elbows close and then inhale, traveling back and around. And when you're seated on a chair or the floor, we're more aware of the sensations in the low belly and the pelvic floor. So make those activations part of this movement. So it's a little undulating for the spine and drawing the pelvic floor up and in and the lower belly on the exhale, and then releasing. So with your mind observing the coordination of various muscle groups, pelvic floor, low belly, shoulders, back muscles. And we go from tightening and pulling to releasing and lengthening. Keep going, but slower. Feel the flowing energy. And we do one more. So whole spine, neck, abs, pelvic floor, shoulders, and then release down. Let your hands rest on your thighs. Observe, notice the changes that are starting to move into the body. And I want to teach you a new mudra. I don't think we've ever done this one before. It's called Kashyapa. That's spelt in English, Kashyapa. And for this, we push the thumb in between the ring fingers and the middle fingers. So my thumb is just gently poking up in between ring fingers and middle fingers. Anyway, Kashyapa mudra is thought to and motivation and strength. So mudra on your butt, you're conscious of the fingers gripping the thumb, and set an intention for your practice today. What change would you like to install in your life? So the rest of our practice will boost your motivation and commitment. So start with some sort of inspiration. What would I like to bring about? Is it some sort of long-term major effort that you have in mind? Or is it something that you just like to help you achieve today? Just that little job around the house, or completing something, or starting something new. Let your mind go to some sort of creative venture that you would like to bring about for yourself. So you're just allowing a little space in your mind to create a new plan, or to bolster the plan that maybe has lapsed. And as you inhale, draw the prana down to the base of your spine. And as you exhale, flowing up to the top again. And then open out your hands, jiggle your fingers. Let's do a little wrist flossing. So using the joints of wrists and fingers. And notice, what is your habitual way of interlocking? Which hand is on top? Change over, lock the other way. This feels so different. Go back to the first interlock, your normal sort of habit. Do some more flossing, shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers. And then change the interlock, put the other hand on. And then open and close lots of times. Inhale, spread, exhale, clench, spread, clench. And then flick, fingers in turn, flick, 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 flick. Feel how that just sort of wakes you up and energizes. And now circle thumbs. So fingers staying still, your thumbs circling around in both directions. And we'll just do a few more seated warm-up practices. So we're going to take the right hand and lift up the left knee and give it a smack, like hand to knee. So slow walking pace, lift one knee, opposite hand makes contact. So it's another contralateral practice, improving connectivity between left and right hemispheres, the two sides of the brain talking to one another better. And now we'll do a seated version of the figure 4. So I'm going to cross my right ankle against my left knee. So if that doesn't work for you, maybe cross your knee right over. So ideally the ankle is resting on the knee. Then I've got my left hand holding that right ankle, and reach across with the right to hold the toes, and sit up straight and tall. And we're gently pulling the ankle inwards towards the chest, and take a few breaths. Take some stronger, slow breaths. So if this whole ankle on the knee position doesn't work for you, maybe you can just cross the knee over and move instead into a rotation. So this version, I have my right knee over the top, left hand grasping and rotating away to the right. Everyone could try that. And then release, straighten out, give your legs a jiggle. Then we'll go the other way. So either knee crossing over, left knee crossing over, or ankle resting on the right knee. Then grasping the ankle with your right hand. Reach across with the left hand to hold over the toes. So if this doesn't work, cross your knee and move into a rotation. If you're doing the figure 4 stretch, sit up tall and take a few breaths here. I feel it's quite significant on my left hip ligaments. And then release. Let's all move into the knees crossed version. So my left knee is crossed over the top. My right hand comes to the outside and rotating the chest around to the left. And let it go. And we'll carefully move to the floor to do a little preparation for hips and lower back. So take yourself down to lie flat. And let's begin with circling ankles. Legs outstretched, circling your ankles around. Both directions. And then slow bicycle movements. So one leg at a time. So one leg is extended out on the floor as a counterbalance at weight, while the other leg cycles and then change sides. And we'll do some whole leg rotation. So separate your feet wider and then roll your legs inward. So just the big toes come close together. And then roll your legs externally. So the feet are facing away and rolling in and rolling outwards. Keep going, do a few more, activating the rotation muscles close to your pelvic bones. And then just pause for a moment and check in. Notice the sensations. And now take your right leg up and 2 hands supporting behind the knee. And gently straighten and bring the leg closer to your chest, and then let the leg move away. So it's a slow, gentle waking up of the hamstring. So draw the leg closer with 2 hands behind the leg, and then let it travel away from your chest. And depending on, how you are, how the joints are feeling this morning, how the muscles are feeling this morning, this might be really, really gentle, or it might be more intense. And then hold the position that is manageable for you for a few breaths, and do some pointing and flexing. So the face. Pointing up and pulling down. So extending and flexing the ankle joint and the toes. And then bend the knee, foot to or slide out straight and pause. Observe. Compare the two sides. And let's do the same now. The left leg, 2 hands behind, bring the foot up to the ceiling and drawing close and traveling away. Pulling your leg inwards towards your chest and then releasing that hamstring stretch. And then drawing the leg in with the support of 2 hands behind, and add the ankle extension. So toes pointing up and pulling down. And hug the knee close, lengthen through the low back. Then, if you like, give a shake. And pause. Take your awareness to the sensations all around the pelvis, the low back, calves, thighs. And then we're going to do some slow spiraling, that wash rag movement. So place the feet flat now, knees are bent. And gradually work into the intensity that suits you. Knees tipping side to side, adding the action around shoulders when you're ready. So when your knees go to the right, the left arm is rolling up and back as far as it'll go. And when your knees go to the left hand turns down and the right arm turns up. So a few more repetitions, working into the muscles along your spine, those important erector spinae and other layers of back muscles. And then when you're ready, pause and feel. And then we'll come to sit. So you might be sitting with your legs out straight in front or sitting on a blanket. We'll just be here for a few moments to do some breathing. So feel the sit bones against the floor. Draw yourself up tall. And this time we're going to add a powerful chest expansion to the breath. So begin with your hands under the armpits, so backs of your fingers against the armpits. And as you breathe in, deliberately let those ribs spread outwards. And as you exhale, the rib cage narrows again. So inhale, ribs expanding. Exhale, ribs subsiding. So this is a chest breath. Let's add the arm movement. So inhale, ribs expanding. Exhale, soften down. Just lower your arms down in front. And inhale, chest breath. Exhale, soft. We're going to add a retention. So after the inhalation, we'll hold the breath in for 2 seconds. Let's go. Inhale. Hold 2. And exhale. Same again. Inhale. Hold 2. Exhale. If you want to try 3 in the hold, do that. Two more breaths. You choose how long to hold the retention. And then just rest. Notice how you feel. Breath retention usually, sparks us up, fires us up with a bit more energy. So carefully make your way to stand. Where's my, yes. Let's do some standing practices. If you'd prefer to have your chair handy, that's fine. So we're going to start with warrior 1. Begin in Tadasana, standing tall. Feel your feet drilling down. Center of the heel, base of the big toe, base of the little toe. Plug into earth energy. And then let your left foot swing out slightly. Take a step forward with the right. We're going to inhale a full chest breath and call in our inspiration and our courage. So inhale, expand the chest, arms open, chest coming forward, and looking ahead for your courage and inspiration. And then hands in fists, pull back. Again, inhale, chest forward, back hips strong. Look outwards to the universe for your courage and strength. And then pulling fists back, elbows behind. And again, reach. Grasp that creative impulse and firm your strength and courage. And now staying in the pose for a few breaths with your personal intention in mind. What is it you're beginning or consolidating with this personal strength? And then pulling back, lower the chin, step the back foot up. Take a moment to observe. Feel the effect. So yoga asana is not solely a physical practice. It's a mental practice, a spiritual practice where we're calling in the strength, the inner resources. Let's take it on the second side. I'll turn this way. So left foot is forward. Palms together. This Anjali mudra seems to make our intention more like a spiritual purpose. So inhale, bending the left knee, reaching open to the possibilities. And then fists pull back. Exhale. Inhale. Wide open. Exploring your possibilities. Exhale. Firm below the navel. Elbows well back. Your special intention to begin or to consolidate your project, your work, your creation, and pull in with strength. And then move into the pose. We'll stay there. Feel your heart full and strong. Your optimism strong. When we challenge ourselves to hold a difficult position, we're building the strength of our energy systems, our mitochondria. And then pull back, lower the chin, straighten the front leg. Step the back foot up. Pause. Notice how you feel. Let's take a different version. We're going to step again with the right foot forward. I'll show you this time. We're going to keep the right hand on the hip. No, we're not. Sorry, false alarm. We're going to lift the right arm as the right knee bends. So take a breath, raise the right arm, bend the right knee, look up. And then bring your weight forward, lower the arm to the left knee. Pick it up. So right arm lifts and left knee lifts. And then we step back again and swing the left arm back. Okay, yeah, so I'm sorting this out as I go. Let's raise the left arm, the right arm is back. So bend the right knee and then change arms. Right arm comes to pick up the left knee as we stand on that right leg. And then change arms. We're in warrior one with the left arm raised. And then we pick up the left knee standing on the right foot. And change again. The left arm is high, the right arm is back. And then come through and pick up the left knee with the action of the right hand. Let's do that once again. Warrior one with left arm raised. And then take your weight forward. Lift up the left knee. And release down. Pause. Sorry, I just didn't guide that very professionally. See how you feel. We definitely need to even up. So let's turn and step up with the left leg. Bit of courage, a bit of strength needed for this. So left leg is forward. Bend the front knee, the left leg, and raise the right arm. Look up. And then bring your weight forward. Left hand comes across to pick up the right knee. So left arm and right knee. And then step back. Bend the left knee, raise the right arm. Change arms. Change legs. Change arms. Now the left knee's bent. Right leg is straight and strong. And now, as the left arm lifts, the right knee lifts. Good for our balance. Keep going. Really focusing. Fix your eyes out there in the distance. Going at your own pace or resting when you need to. Let's make this the last one. Balancing on the left leg. And then lower the right foot to the floor. Hands on the hips, circling. So feel the thigh bones well nestled in the hip sockets and smooth lubrication, making this movement very comfortable. Let's do some wood chop breath. So that feels like a very empowering action. I'll show you what happens. We have our feet slightly wider than hips. Take a breath in, we raise the arms and lift up high, and then chop. So inhale, relax at the elbows and the hips and fling your body down. So I'll turn side on. Inhale, look up and chop. And inhale, chop. Do two more. Inhale, lift. And then a big, strong fling your weight down, chop. Inhale, chop. Let it go. Stand up tall. Notice how you feel. The effect of, building our retention of the breath after the inhale, the effect of having to focus and use our legs and hips strongly, the wood chop breath, they all seem to contribute to the feeling of our own power, our warming up the body, increasing our metabolic rate, it has what's called in Ayurveda a Brahmana effect, a nourishing, building effect, as opposed to a quietening, resting, or releasing effect, which is called Langana. So this practice this morning, when it's very cold outside, I thought we really needed to build our energy and our inner warmth. And at the same time, you've been working on your own intention and your commitment. Stand in Manipur mudra. That is, hands locked together and remind yourself of your project, your something you're creating or consolidating. This mudra, there's another, there's a whole range of mudras that would be effective for reinforcing our feeling of strength and personal power. This is one, Manipur mudra, or the Kashyapa. So let's go again there. Thumbs squeezed between ring finger and middle finger. Either seated or standing. Remind yourself of your own capacity. Not giving up even when things are tough. Continuing with your determination and sense of your inner strength. Make your way down to the floor and we'll do some slowing down, gentle things. So hands and knees, if that's okay for you. Or we're going to do a little cat movement. You could do that in a chair if hands and knees is not ideal for you. So Chakravakasana, wrists beneath shoulders. Gently let your waist drop, breathing in as you look forward. And then arching the spine. So reaching up to the ceiling, chin to chest, and slowly moving hips back towards the heels. When you're ready, draw forward, dropping down, looking out to the front. And then that reversing the curve in the lumbar, arching the waist high. Lift your palms off the floor so your fingertips are just touching, making a little tent. And feeling the stretch around your shoulder blades. Do that 2 more times, coming forward. And really lengthening exhale now. So make your tent hands, palms raised, long exhale. One more, drawing forward. Chin tucks down, spine arches up, long through the back. Long exhales. And then please make your way into Shavasana. So plenty of support and warmth is the order of the day. When you're in Shavasana, when you're set up your physical body, maybe you could go back to Kashyapa mudra with your thumb held between ring finger and middle fingers. staying in the mind state, in the feeling state of Kashyapa, your inspiration, your motivation, but slowing down now with more a sense of equanimity, but that underlying personal power stays with you. Make your breath smoother and slower. So feel any tension draining away. Let go. Let go of whatever's holding you back. Let go the inhibitions. Time to unleash your inner power. Every breath is very smooth. Your breath is becoming lighter. Not such a huge volume. You're not catching up, but smoothing out the breath. Just feel the touch of your hands and thumbs, fingers and thumbs, as a reminder of your intention, your way forward. And have the courage to release whatever it is you've been hanging on to, so that you can clear your path ahead. Have the courage to leave that behind, put it to side, remove it from your immediate vicinity, clear your path. Slow, smooth breaths, long exhalation. And if you're ready to take some small movements, there's some rocking, some rotations, some stretchy breath. When you're ready, come to sit. And we take our attention to Bagara. I hope you're there, Helen. Yes. Thank you all for venturing out on this freezing morning. And over to you, Helen. Turn your microphone on.
Hear me? Fortunately,
Yeah.
There's a really gusty wind here, so I don't know how that's going to affect it.
Well, so far, so good.
That's good. Well, I think it's been 4 weeks since I was originally meant to do this for various reasons. But I think in terms of some of the things you've been saying today, Pam, the poem I'm going to give is quite appropriate. As I was thinking it through, I was thinking how really in life, all of us face many different challenges, and it's how we handle it that gets us through stronger and better for it, even though we wish we didn't have to go through the challenge. And one of the aspects that I think helps us in this, I saw in this poem I came across, and it was called Strength and Courage. And I think you even used those words during today's session, Pam. So it's a poem by Sylvia Kelly, and it's called Strength and Courage. It takes strength to be certain. It takes courage to have doubts. It takes strength to fit in. It takes courage to stand out. It takes strength to share a friend's pain, and it takes courage to feel your own pain. It takes strength to hide your, it takes courage to show it and deal with it. It takes strength to stand guard. It takes strength to conquer. It takes courage to surrender. It takes strength to endure abuse. It takes courage to stop it. It takes strength to stand alone. It takes courage to lean on a friend. It takes strength to love. It takes courage to be loved. It takes strength to survive. It takes courage to live. So I thought there was some interesting things to reflect on in the difference between the strength and courage, and just following on in terms of how we face life. As I prepared this, and the first reason that I couldn't present it, I went to a funeral of a neighbour that brought back to me a piece of writing called John's Legacy, and it was a young guy who was a teacher at Canberra College, and sadly passed away with cancer, and had a little baby. to leave with his wife. And I just thought it was a lot of courage and strength for him to leave this little message for us. So it's called John's Legacy. Be happy, strive for contentment. Live every day for today as if there is no tomorrow. Love yourself. This will allow you to love and appreciate those who love you. Don't overcommit in any one aspect of life that may cause distraction and unhappiness or disenchantment with one another. Always have time for yourself, for you will then find time for others in your life. Take time to appreciate the place in which you live, the people who share that place, and the environment and beauty surrounding that place. Always keep a spark of excitement in your life. It assists with staying focused and motivated. Stay healthy, be good to yourself, and enjoy life to the fullest. Tell those whom you care about that you care. Don't put it off, for there may not be another chance. So I just thought, linking to facing life's challenges and strength and courage, it's important for us to focus on, what I guess it's also part of mindfulness rather than just the future. And I thought the courage that that young guy had to leave that piece of writing with us, even though life was finishing for him. It's important for us to take note of the experience and what he felt he had to communicate. So have a great week, everybody. And thank you, Pam, for your wonderful care of us. And I think linking each of us to each other has been an important part as you've cared for our physical and spiritual and emotional well-beings week by week. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Helen. Yeah, I think this is just an important little gathering and group. And we know that this is a group of friends who have feelings of support for one another. So, perhaps I need to share email addresses. If you're interested to share your own email address with the rest of the group, just in case someone would like to interact, one-on-one, just send me an email if you would like me to pass on your address to others. And we'll maintain this feeling of connection and support for one another. Thank you, Helen. That was a lovely way to finish our class today. And as you say, it was quite appropriate. And enjoy your travels in your caravan, your adventures on the road.
Off to Harvey Bay today.
And we'll be back again this time next week, as we have 2 more classes, 5th and 12th of July. And I hope the recording works okay today. So fingers crossed, and namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. If you want to chat, fire up your microphone.
Thank you, Helen. That was beautiful, really lovely. So I really enjoyed those, and have a beautiful time as you travel.
Thank you, Trish.
And thank you, Pam, obviously. Love these classes.
I have to say, I'm rethinking my intention to quit the Zoomings. Watch this. But how could I stop Zooming when you're all such a lovely group?
It'd be cruel,
yeah,
Pam. It'd be cruel.
I'm working on that, working it through in my mind. So I hope you stay well and warm this freezing day. And I'm just watching and waiting, because on Sunday, I was with a little gathering of yoga teachers in a lovely, cozy, warm lounge room with an open fire. And on Monday, one of the participants wrote to us all and said she'd been tested positive for COVID or something.
Oh,
Right. So I was not sitting next to her. She was over there somewhere.
yeah.
So I hope my immune system holds out, and we'll see what happens. I'll let you know.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Fortunately, you
You're
can't
looking
catch
very
COVID
well,
over
Pat.
Zoom.
You're looking very well, very robust.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I feel okay. I hope you're all well, and we'll be back again in a week.
That'll be lovely.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Pam. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Helen.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.